Welcome to the Achieve Success Podcast. I'm your host, Nathaniel F. Holmes. Each week, I feature ordinary people who have accomplished great things. Tune in to get inspired and receive tips that'll help you reach your goals in business and life as you strive to become the best version of yourself and achieve success. Of course, I know I don't know your whole background, but like I told you the other day, I feel like I've known you since you were a little tight.
Not a little tight. Wait a minute. You got me in 2005, 2000, something like that.
Well, you were still at A&T, I think.
So I graduated A&T 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you had just left then, because I was with Dick's Sporting Goods from 2000 to 2004, and 2004 was when I started at Target. So you had just finished then at A&T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Target is where it all started. Target is, red and khaki, fast, fun, and friendly.
Yep. T1872.
That's right. For anybody that works in Target or they know what that is. They know what the T1872
That's right.
is.
That's right. Man, that store was jumping. At one time, that was like in the top 5 or top 10 of all Target stores in the country is the type of volume they were doing in that store.
Yeah.
So, we were definitely kicking some butt. So tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from, a little bit about your childhood, and sort of bring us up to speed to where you are now.
Where I came from Durham, the beautiful Durham, North Carolina.
Bull City.
Bull City, baby. I only left for college, which was North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. I don't know why I'm saying it wrong, because all my Aggies gonna get me. But
Eagle pride.
Aggie pride. Don't do that. Aggie pride all the way.
Yeah.
I'm up here. See, my phone already fell and everything. see, God don't like ugly. See. Okay, so Aggie pride. So yes, I'm born and raised Durham, North Carolina. Only left for college, came right back because I couldn't find work there in my field. So my major was mass communications of journalism of mass communications with a concentration in broadcast production. I went to school with Terrence J. A lot of people know he was in a lot of classes with a lot of us that were there. So we had the same major, but he was in PR. So that was the year. So 2004 is when I graduated from there. And so childhood, you want to know about childhood? So I grew up with very lovely people. A lot of people ask me, are you the only child? Are you the only girl? Are you spoiled? I do those questions make me cringe, because actually my background is very diverse. I grew up with foster kids in the house, over 20 kids in and out of the house. My biological parents, my parents fostered other kids. They were on the emergency list for Durham County because they were so awesome. So I had a lot of culture from that.
Right.
They were all therapeutic foster care kids that needed medication. They were all on drugs. They were all just came with their own issues, and a lot of them stayed with us for a little while. So we're still in touch with some of them. So I just feel like my background is like why I handle certain things a certain way is because of like everything that I went through.
Right.
With kids, it was a whole lot. So I saw a lot, and a lot happened, and a lot went down. And then I saw how my parents helped kids and helped kids that were in a worse situation than us, and they were taking them shopping. They were, doing things the right way.
Yeah.
And so that instilled in me big time, like how to treat people. And I use that to this day on how I treat each and every client. Each and every client, honey, is spoiled. Okay, let me tell you. So I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. You know, do things exactly the way that they expect, and then just a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just try to be good to people, and that's just how I was brought up. So as far as childhood, it was awesome. I have two older brothers.
Okay.
My brother that's like in his 40s, he just moved to Atlanta yesterday. I'm kind of like teary-eyed about that. But other than that, yeah, my brothers are awesome. The other one's retired and his house is paid off and he's doing very well as well. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So you're from the Bull City. You went to A&T. I know for me, kind of growing up, not growing up, but in college, you know, everyone from Durham wanted to leave Durham, but they went to A&T. So
Exactly.
yeah, you know, you were all there A&T together. Of course, I went to Central, so we're arch rivals, but regardless of that, we're the best of friends, and we've been friends for many years. So that's pretty cool. So tell us about your current career, where you are now, and how that came to be, and why you chose it, or rather, did it choose you?
So that is like a crazy, crazy story. So I did do a little stint of television production, which was what my major was. I did 7 years, and I say I did 7 years because it did feel like jail a little bit. So I did my time. I did my time working for other people. I've had 22 jobs. You know, and I did my thing working for other people. I did the best I could, you know, in that. But I will tell you, like my mama tells me, you need to be working for nobody, Ashley. She tells me that all the time. She, you know, anytime I get discouraged and I'm like, I need to just go be in a cubicle, forget this. She's like, you don't need to be working for nobody. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. so, so I guess how this all started. Back in like 2010-ish, 2010-ish. Basically, I was painting back then. I was working at the TV station. So I worked at the TV station from 2007 to 2014. And so around 2010, I was painting because I just wasn't making enough money at the TV station. I was making less than 30 grand. It was really tight.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I made a decision though. I moved home to save up for the house that I'm in now. I saved up because I wanted to have my own everything before I got married, and I made that commitment to myself. I'm like, I want to be a catch, you know. I want to have my own house, my own car, my own everything.
Right.
And so I moved home to save up for to buy a house, and this was during that Obama stimulus time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this is all like in that same period where, well, I'm really strapped for cash, so let me try to paint. So I did successfully do well with painting, and you can talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah. So I had a birthday one year, and my lovely wife, I tell you, she's always trying to surprise me, right? And I don't even know how she found out or knew that you were painting, but she got me this beautiful painting. It's like a beach landscape.
Yeah.
Um, it was awesome. It had this the beautifulest blue. I'm a Duke fan, so I love the blue that was in there.
Yeah.
But she brought home this huge painting, and I didn't even know where it came from. Later on, I found out that it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you told me at one time that we were the first ones to buy a painting.
Yeah, you were the first ones to buy yeah. because that was, you know, when you first start a business, you kind of have to give it away a little bit and give it away until someone, until you become of value to yourself and others. So and also until you become really good in your craft. I wasn't really that good until I started painting larger. And so yours was the beginning of that series of me painting large. And it was called Peaceful Allen. It was one of my most favorite, and it's actually the same color as your shirt. Some of that color is in there.
Yeah.
Literally, that's your favorite color because you're wearing it.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so totally, yeah. So I started painting, to get back to my story. I started painting just for some extra cash. I guess I sold, like, I did sell like a couple thousand. I did make like a couple thousand extra dollars on painting. I did a couple auctions. The auctions were very successful. I actually thought about doing another auction. Like even during this time, I could do an online auction maybe or something.
Right.
But even like, because I have a lot of painting still that could go and, you know, could be for sale. So yeah, so basically the painting is where everything started. I used to paint, and then I wanted to do a series, okay? I wanted to do a series of women of all shapes and all sizes. Basically wanted to do like abstract women in like shadow, some skinny, some showing rolls, some no rolls, some just showing, you know, just the beauty of a woman and the shape of a woman is what I wanted to achieve with that series. And so with that, I saw some paintings I wanted to paint online, asked for permission, didn't get it from some, got permission from some. They were like, sure, you can paint my painting. Sure, you can paint my photograph. There was this one lady who told me, no, you cannot paint my painting. And if I see you post this painting, I will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Wow.
And blah, blah, blah. And so by the time she got back to me, I had already painted this painting. And so I felt bad, but it's actually one of my most favorite paintings. And I'm kind of glad that happened because I got to keep it. And if anyone's ever visited my studio, that's the painting that was in the bathroom in the studio. Because I've never been able to promote it or post it. That was the only place I felt safe that no one would take a picture in there and post it.
Right.
So I put it in there strategically on purpose. But from that experience, I learned, hey, take out the middleman, do things yourself.
Right.
So I decided to pick up a Kodak camera and a house flashlight. And basically, I asked my neighbors, I had these lesbian neighbors, because hey, let's just kill two birds with one stone. I have two women right here. So I was like, would you guys like to pose for me for this series I would like to paint? And they were like, sure. Who, me? This body? Sure. And so one of, they were the sizes that I need. They were like different sizes. So basically, it was like 10 o'clock at night. Came up, actually was in this same place here. It was like pretty late at night, and it was like, it was dark enough so I can just flash the light on the parts of the body I wanted to paint. Right. And then the rest would just be in shadow. And so basically posted a picture from that on that, whatever was Facebook safe, okay? And whatever was Facebook safe really went it did really well on Facebook. People went crazy over it and started to ask me, hey, can you photograph me? Can you take a picture of me like that? And so I never thought of doing photography. I never thought that I would even be good at it. So I just basically was like, sure, I guess I can do this. Sure, I guess, yeah, why not? So I had this rule where if I hadn't done it yet, I would do it for free. So I hadn't done any photography at that time. So the first maternity person got theirs for free. The second one, they had to pay. This couple that was lesbian at the time that were together, they're not together now. This couple, they later got engaged and got married, hired me for that. I charged them just for travel because I didn't know a lick of what I was doing at the time, and I just didn't feel right to charge. So that's where everything started. Everything started right there in my loft up here.
So it wasn't like you had some grand plan of,
no.
I want to be a photographer and I'm going to school to learn photography and I'm going to start a photography business. It was really just a matter of, chance, but you were fearless. You weren't afraid to take a chance and to try something new.
Right.
So,
right.
So how did you get from, that place of, okay, I'm going to do the first one for free and I'm not sure about this, I don't even know how much to charge, to where you are now? And if you could just tell us, like, I guess the time frame. So when was it that you first started doing photography? What year was that?
So I don't really count that first year. So that was like 2010.
Okay.
So I guess I really count around 2011, the end of 2011.
Okay. So in these 9 years, how did you get from where you were in 2011, late 2011, to where you are now, a highly sought after photographer, that, if you're not careful to book well enough in advance, it's not going to happen. You're not going to make the calendar. How did you get from there to where you are now?
I honestly have no idea, but I'll throw out a few guesses out there for you. I guess my first guess, I'm trying to make sure I have some light on my face here, because lighting is everything. So I guess just, again, it goes back to my roots of just being good to people. Mm-hmm. Each and every person, like, I valued each and every person like they were my only client, and I'm careful to make sure people feel like they're my only client. Mm-hmm. So that they can tell a friend, and then they can tell 10 people, and then they can tell some more people. Like, Ashley was wonderful. Ashley made me feel awesome. And when they post that, of course, I post that they said that, because that was their real experience.
Right.
So I mean, for me, you just gotta take care of people. You just gotta be good to people. And I just make sure each and every person is treated well and treated, professionally too, because in my background of 22 jobs, I know how to treat people. I know about customer service.
Right.
So a lot of that was retail. So, so just, I would say the root of it is treating people well and being consistent.
Yes.
And consistency is a big thing. Like, I can treat these 10 people well, but what if I don't do the next 3 people? No, I make sure those next new 3 people that have no idea how awesome I am, I make sure they know I'm awesome.
Yeah.
So, it's just, yeah. So just taking care of people, and also, just like I said, being consistent and making sure, giving back every now and then as much as I can to those loyal clients. One time, I'm gonna bring this back, but at one time I had a referral program, or like a little card, like a little punch card, like some places have. So after every so many purchases or referrals, which is the same.
Right.
Okay, so if you refer this person, you get a punch, and if you purchase this yourself, you get a punch. Like, at the end, you get something free. So I just make sure I take care of people like I would want to be taken care of, because I'm a person too, and I like pictures too. So, and I make sure people know that I like pictures just as much as I want to take their pictures. I promote myself. I take pictures of, I have my own photos taken by professional photographers in the area. And promote them as well.
Yep. And those things are definitely, in terms of, going from an individual going from starting something to getting to a certain level of success, there's two things, actually three things that you mentioned, that I would absolutely agree with you upon. And in learning and studying about success and achievement, these are common themes that you'll see. One is treating people well, or the golden rule, right? Do unto others that you have them do unto you.
Absolutely.
It's a very simple concept, but very often people forget that. And when it comes to us trying to reach our goals or attain certain things, it's absolutely important that we understand that we're not in a vacuum, that there are other people that are involved in that process, and it's important that we treat them well in order to help us to get to that goal. And then consistency. I mean, without consistency, you have nothing. You've got to do the same thing day in, day out. One of the things I talk about is having a process, or having a system in place. But you can have a process and a system, but if you're not consistent with using those systems or with executing that process, then you're not going to achieve the level of success that you're looking for.
Right.
So I absolutely agree that consistency is key. And, I mean, you said it perfectly. You know, I'm going to treat each customer the same. I'm going to treat you and make you feel that you are my only client the same way I'm going to do for someone else. And it clearly speaks through your work. Like you said, you're great about putting the feedback on social media so people can see, and it's consistent. Everyone says the same thing. Oh, Ashley was great. It was the best session that I ever had. She made me feel so comfortable. Even when you came and you did my shoot, for me, that was the same experience that I had. I mean, we had a great time, and I had never done anything like that before, but it comes through. The beauty of it is it comes through in your work, because you treat someone that way, and it comes through in the photos that you take. And if anyone's followed me on Instagram, NF Home Sales, you'll see those pictures that you took for me. I'm using those every day to put motivational quotes out there, because they're that powerful. They were that well thought out as you were doing it. So definitely that consistency is there. And then giving back. Giving back is something that I see time and time and time again. And it comes in different forms. There's not always just monetarily giving back. It could be giving back in this form as we're doing now. This is a form of giving back where we're sharing our successes, our trials, how we got to where we are. We're sharing that with others. And that's a way of giving back, because then they can use that information to help them reach their goals.
Yeah.
And giving back, whether it's a charitable organization, or I've got a friend, she owns a beauty line, an organic beauty line, and her line was birthed out of a need to help human trafficking victims, right? So everything that she does is with the purpose of giving back and helping human trafficking victims. And when it comes to achieving a level of success, everyone that has done that, you will find somewhere within what they do, they have a passion and a desire to give back and to help others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely do some sort of giving back. A few years ago, I used to do a breast cancer shoot. I did it for 5 years in a row, and I gave back to the Pretty in Pink Foundation, which gives directly to local breast cancer survivors. They pay their medical bills and things like that. It doesn't get lost in research. So
Right.
these foundations people doing for their birthdays, make sure you research the company. Make sure the money is going directly to people and not scientists who already have enough money.
Right. So in terms of where you are now and what you do you have I call it a daily success routine? Do you have a daily success routine? So, a series of activities of things that you do each day to ensure that you're hitting your goals, that you're achieving what it is you want to do?
You know what? I don't. I wish I had a routine. I wish. So here's a routine I wish I was doing. Let's talk about the routine I'm supposed to be doing
Right.
as like a regular human adult. So I wish I would wake up at 5 a.m. and work out for 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever. I wish I was that person to work out every day. I wish I was that person to cook breakfast after that. I was that person to prepare snacks and lunch for the rest of the day. I am not that person at all. Part of it is because I'm single. I'm not a mom. I'm not a wife. Cooking for one is really difficult for me. If there was other people here, I would be cooking more. So part of that, and then I'm already setting excuses. That's not even an excuse. I have no excuse. So I should be. So I wish I was working out. I wish I was cooking and doing the right thing that you're supposed to do every day. But me as an artist, to be honest, I'm an artist. A routine doesn't really work for me. Creatively, I live by my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. So my routine is looking at my phone, what's on my calendar for today. Okay, I'm arriving these amount of hours early to prepare.
Right.
And that's exactly what I do in a pre-quarantine situation.
Right.
Now that we're in quarantine, honey, everything is totally different. I'm watching shows I always wanted to watch. I'm doing all kinds of stuff I hadn't been able to do.
Yeah.
But yes, so what I should be doing is working out, but what I'm actually doing is checking my calendar. So the first thing I do literally is work. Work is I wake up excited about work, and that's all that's on my mind. Ooh, who do I have today?
Right.
Who can I spoil today? And who can I, so who do I have? What am I doing? What staff members are going to be at the office today? What can I plan out for them to do? So I have to plan work for my staff. I have to plan work for myself sometimes. Well, planning for myself is really just writing a to-do list. But to-do lists are good for me. Maybe it's me partly being a Sagittarius. I don't know. I am to-do list driven. If I see it, then I'll get it done a lot better. If it's not on a list, I'm probably not going to do it right that day or right then. Your kids acting up back there.
You know it.
So well, tell them to calm down. Where's the wife? How's she doing?
She's over your way.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she's in Oxford with her mom. They moved some stuff. Mama has some stuff here in the garage, so they took it back today. So should be coming back, I guess, at some point this evening. So that daily success routine, you say you don't have one, but you do. And if it's, when I wake up first thing, I'm looking to see what's on my calendar, and then planning accordingly, then, that's your routine. But whether we know it or not, it's something that we do habitually to ensure that we get the things done that we need to do. For me, I try to get the exercise in because ultimately, if we're not healthy, if we're not well, then we can't do anything, right? Nothing happens. So it's something that I've kind of made it a point to make sure that I'm trying to stay healthy. Like you said, pre-quarantine, everything, it looked a little different. It was getting up and going to play basketball. Now I can't go play basketball. So I'm forced to have to go to the gym. And fortunately, we have a gym at work. So now I had to go to the gym. I haven't been going to the gym since a long time ago. Since before 2000, really, to tell you the truth. It's just not been something that, I cared to do. But
so you're in really good shape if it's been that long.
I'm telling you, all I do is just play basketball. That's it. So, good genes, I guess, um, blessed with some good genes, but I feel like I have to do that because what I do is physical. I mean, it's not physical labor, but I'm walking around every day. And if I'm sitting down and talking to people or standing and talking to people, I need to feel good. I need to feel well. So it's very important that that we do that. And you know what you need to do. You just got to do it. That's
That's right.
that's the hardest thing. You know that the hardest part is just starting, and that's what it was for me. It was starting to go to the gym. That was the hardest thing. And then once I started doing it, it wasn't that bad. I was dreading it. I really was. But so if you could go back in time, and don't take this the wrong way, but if you could go back in time to your younger self, I know you're still young, but if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self?
Well, back in time, what advice would I give my younger self? Um, that's like it's always a crazy question for me because my younger self was so focused on fitness, believe it or not.
Mhm.
I was an athlete back then.
Yeah. I
Um,
saw a picture that you just posted a couple of days ago about being on the track team. I was like, what?
I was so focused on being fit, and I joined these things in school to make myself work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing as an adult really to join like that for free.
Gotcha.
So like I did that stuff on purpose. Like I was a cheerleader, I was on track. I was like, what can I do to have somebody else tell me I'm supposed to be working out
Right.
every day? Because I knew that early on about myself that I needed something.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure. So what would I tell my younger self? Like what advice would I give my younger self?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Like I was a pretty cool kid, man. Like really, I don't know. Like I just want to go back there for just 2 days. 2 days.
Right. You
Just
know,
to ask you that.
well,
Like I don't know.
one of the things that a lot of people have said is understanding money a little bit better.
Okay.
Understanding. Some people have talked about saving, and saving is such a broad term. But my follow-up question is saving for what?
Right.
What is the
So
purpose?
that's weird for me because back then I had 2 and 3 jobs.
Right.
So I have as a high schooler, as a young person, I had money.
Mm-hmm.
I was determined not to have anyone else have control over what I had to purchase or what
Mm-hmm.
I wanted. Back then, I wanted tinted windows and rims on my car and a system. And I got all of that because I worked for it.
Right.
My parents were not paying for it. They were like, we will help you get a car, but after that, that's it. They were like, you save up some money, Ashley, and we'll match it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, so I was like, so I want a car for this, then I'm gonna save up this. So I saved up like $1,500 or something like that, and they matched it. They kept their word, and I got my car, got all the tinted windows and rims, and I got my booming system. Was playing like all kinds of rap music all day. I really thought I was a little dude. I really did. So, so basically, my car was broken into because I was flossing a little bit too much in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess that's something I would tell my younger self is,
Yeah.
girl, stop flossing. You ain't nobody. Stop flossing.
Right.
Study a little more in school.
Yeah.
I would say that's, I guess, something I would say is to study more and be more serious about school.
Mm-hmm.
I was so like crazy about just trying to, I don't know, trying to be more fit. I'm trying to connect with all the people. I'm still a connecting person.
Mm-hmm.
But back then I was just so laser focused on fitness and trying to look a certain way all the time. I would have told myself, girl, just get in the books. I wasn't really in the books. I was not. I don't even know how I graduated. I, I had pretty decent grades too, but yeah, I wasn't really like a reader or a tester. I did homework really well. I did class participation really well.
Yeah.
I guess that got me by because I was the class clown. People were laughing at me all the time. So, you know. But yeah,
Now,
I guess I would tell myself to focus a little bit better. And then college would not have been so hard. College was so hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
yeah.
So yeah.
College is definitely a different level. You said you were not a reader, but I'm still going to ask you: is there a book that you feel has been important or influential in your success and to get you to where you are?
There is a book. I want to say no is my first answer, but I do read a little bit here and there, certain books. But there is a book. I don't remember the title, but it has something to do with 7 ways to make sure no one pushes your buttons or something like that.
Oh, okay.
A self-help book.
Uh-huh.
And it talked about basically the whole synopsis of the whole book. Like, you don't even have to read the book after I tell you this, okay? Right. Is the only people that can push your buttons are people that make you emotional. If you don't care about them, then they can't push your buttons. So basically, stop caring so much and you can relax.
Right.
And then that tells me the other side of people, right? Why people get so angry, why people are so reactive to certain things is because there was a button push and they care about something.
Right.
So once you figure out what they care about, then they can relax. You know, you can help them to relax.
Yeah.
So.
And I would think that would be something that's important for an important skill for someone to have, as they're trying to achieve their goals, because like you said, you can't walk around and let everything upset you or let, everything determine what kind of day that you're going to have. You've got to figure out what is important to you, who is important to you. And then once you do that, that's what your focus needs to be on. And everything else can pretty much go fly a kite.
Exactly. And not go fly a kite, not that.
Yeah. What would you say has been the biggest challenge for you to in your journey to get to where you are now?
My greatest challenge to get to where I am, being a girl.
Really?
Like early on, being black, being black and being a woman, being black and being a woman is hard. It's hard enough being a black man. Okay. It's really hard being black and a man in America. It's not necessarily easier for black women, but as a photographer, there are not a lot of black women photographers in general. Just the whole history of photography is that old white man, that old creepy white man, right? So that has been a challenge just in my own mind. And actually, it's not a challenge now, but in the very beginning, I felt like that's what a photographer looks like.
Right.
So I was dealing with my own assumption that you're not a man and you're not white. Why are you trying to do white man's job? Right. And actually, that was never actually a thing. That's just something I created in my own head. And there's plenty of beautiful black female photographers out here now popping and doing their thing. Okay. So, and we all started around the same time. So it was my own obstacle. To answer that question, myself was my own obstacle. I never thought I could do this because I never thought about doing it.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that's the beauty of it. Huh?
How did you overcome that?
Just doing it. I guess it's the same way you just said, well, girl, just go work out, just do it. So, I'm overcoming not working out right now. Like,
Yeah.
and the way to overcome that thing that you feel like you can't do is to do it. Just start by just doing it, and then practicing, and then practice some more. And then if you still don't have it, ask questions for someone who's been in the game longer than you,
Right.
mentor under somebody.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
It's not difficult at all. Like you said, it's very easy. It's not difficult. And that's one of the things that is very encouraging, is that whatever challenge someone may feel like they have, there's not too much new created under the sun. Somebody else has had the same challenge. And the beauty of living in the world we live in and having the access to information that we have is all you have to do is ask the question.
Right.
Literally, if you don't have a computer, like everybody has a phone. That phone has access to the internet. Literally, you pick up your phone and you ask the question, how do I start a photography business? You know what I did? I Googled how to start a podcast. Imagine that. Because 2 weeks ago, I had no idea or no thought of anything about doing a podcast. But with the access to information, I said, let me look this up. And literally in a matter of seconds, I had all of the information that I needed to help me to get started. And in life and in our journey to success, we're going to have challenges. They're going to come. There's no question about it. And it's very important that, that our listeners understand that there's no need to fear the challenge. There's no need to have fear, because there's a way to overcome it. And all you have to do is seek the way, look for the answer, ask the question, and it'll be revealed to you. So I like asking that question because, I want to hear what you're going to say. And there may be someone out there who has had, a similar challenge, and we can shed some light on, how to overcome that, or just the fact that you don't let a challenge stop you, Don't let it stop you. You either go over it, under it, around it. Shoot, if you got to go through it, you go through it. But don't stop. Don't stop at it. What would you say has been your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment, maybe my new studio that I have. My new studio. While I was at my old studio, I was always thinking, I wish I had an extra room just for makeup and people to get dressed in. Wish I had another business within my business working here. I wish I had more space to shoot. I have all of that now in this new studio. And so there is a music studio inside my new studio, which is awesome because I am obsessed with music. He's called Big Plug Entertainment. Like, he is awesome and knows his stuff. And I'm just so fortunate working with talented individuals like Howard Easton with He Designs to design the studio, working with Roy Rogers to paint the studio. I'm just all of these Black beautiful people, Black beautiful businesses just coming together to help this sister out here. It's been beautiful. It's been amazing. And I feel like that is an accomplishment in itself. And just my biggest accomplishment is just never being in the red. Never, I've always, each year we have doubled in sales. Each year we have almost doubled in number of weddings that we and each year we have so many new clients coming from all referrals, 99% of referrals, every now and then these new folks that are coming from venue referrals, or they're coming from just Google. People have just Googled Black female photographer.
Right.
scroll down enough to find me, I guess. And black female photographer or black female photographer in the Raleigh Durham area. Scroll down to find me because I do not pay for Google ads at all.
Right.
So I'm just so blessed and so fortunate to be in this space and so loved, and just to be able to photograph such beautiful people like yourself. Um, I'm just so blessed and so happy to just be honored. I'm just feel so honored to just be able to do what I do
Yeah.
every day, all day.
And obviously it comes from the quality of the work that you're doing. And I think that in of itself is, like you said, it's a huge accomplishment because, without much effort, it sounds like on your part in terms of, putting a whole lot of money and effort into marketing and things like that, you've been able to succeed in your business. And you continue to grow, year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Now I know, and that this journey is not all roses. We know that it's not all fun and games. What would you say has been your greatest disappointment in your journey thus far?
I would say my greatest disappointment is every now and then I do get a client here and there who doesn't get it, who doesn't understand what we do, and they are sometimes just very disrespectful. So, but those I just have to know and realize that that is just not my client, and it's okay. Everybody's not your client, and um, all you got to do is take care of those that do get it and are your client, and just kind of like not feed into that negative energy at all. I don't even want to feed into the negative energy of a question.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I get you, because
Yeah.
those things will happen. And it's just important to understand,
Yeah.
and your method of dealing with it is perfect. It's like, hey, look, I'm just not going to give it the time and the energy. Once I recognize and realize that, hey, this is not a good fit, or this is just not going to work, we just need to go ahead and cut ties and move on.
Right. I did have one lady just lie and review me and lied about stuff in a review. And then when I went behind her and like told the actual truth to the place that she reviewed to, they took her review down. They were like, that doesn't even make sense. She lied and said that she had a wedding, and actually it was a photo shoot. And honey, it was a photo shoot. It was an anniversary shoot. And like I know you felt like that was a wedding, but it was not, honey.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. And, so speaking on those opportunities, I call them opportunities of where someone may post a negative review or a negative comment. Part of this journey is understanding that those are opportunities to really shine, because you can take it one of two ways, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can reach out, extend an olive branch if this is a situation where you can, and
Yeah.
and try to reconcile or to make things right. And you can do it in the same form that somebody may be doing that in, or a business owner could decide that they're going to ignore it. But I think each of those instances are opportunities to try to showcase your ability to handle difficult situations. So we shouldn't be afraid of those things,
Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah. Um, you're right. It should be looked at as an opportunity. I think that's a fantastic way of looking at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, what do you enjoy most about your success?
What do I enjoy most about my success? Uh, the people. Um, just so I just recently had a grand opening party for my new studio, and it really warmed my heart having a client there from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I almost screamed when she bought a ticket because I was like, oh my God, if she actually comes, I might just die.
Yeah.
So she's all the way back from 2011, 2012, like back when I had no idea what I was doing. And she came just to see how far I had come.
Right.
And I photographed her pregnant, and then the baby, and then her other babies, and we've just been on this long journey of milestones together. And so my favorite thing is the people, watching everyone's lives just happen, and I'm there all along the way to photograph it and document it. And that's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Like, yay, everybody has these milestones.
And I mean, and you have, I mean, you have a special place because um, you capture those milestones, and these are things that people will have for eternity. They'll have it for generations and generations and generations. You do something that is everlasting almost. When capture, when you capture these moments in people's lives. Who is someone that you look up to or that you admire in terms of um, someone who has either helped you along the way, or someone who you kind of look at and see what they're doing, and it inspires you? Who is someone that you
So who have I looked up to? And there you are. Um, let's see, hold on. Let me send this to that person too. Because why not? um, so I have definitely looked up to Ken Branson, of course.
Yes, sir.
You know Ken Branson.
Yes, I'm gonna have him on too.
Yes, I cannot wait to see that one. He is phenomenal. He helped me a long time ago, and he was so selfless with his help. He just helped me out of kindness of his heart, didn't ask me for any money, didn't, he tagged along to a lot of my photo shoots, helped me with lighting, helped me understand lighting differently. Let me tell you, I was like bomb after working with him, and after learning from him, I really felt more confident in my craft, felt more like an actual photographer. So just meeting and working with him, yes, Teresa, he is Mr. Storytelling. Um, I mean, I knew about storytelling myself from being in college and being in journalism. Everything is a story in that, but the technical side is where I learned a lot from him, and he learned a lot from me. Even so, in the creative side. Sorry, my TV is giving us different lighting over here, but but yeah, so it was awesome learning under him for about a year or so. Just what kind of light to use, little nuggets of where to put your light and how you should handle your light. Camera settings were a major thing that I had no idea. I was just kind of just winging it
Right.
for years, and winging it is not a good idea when people are paying actual money. So
Real money.
like that real coin, like that coin,
Right.
that coin. So I feel like I owe him my life, even still to this day. I feel like I owe him so much. He actually is the one that did my video of my
Your
of
grand reopening.
my grand opening of my studio. And he did your video, which was amazing. I just happened to stumble upon it on his YouTube. I had no idea that he had already finished or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's dope.
Look, let me tell you. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but I didn't tell him, like, I didn't tell him anything. All I told Ken was, hey, I would like a video that I can include in an email and or that I can use on my social media that will introduce people to me, so that, because I'm in car sales, obviously. So if people reach out, usually all they get is just a dry email back from everybody else, right? So I'm like, no, I don't want to be that guy that just sends you a dry email back. I was like, I want to send a video. Man.
That's amazing. That's an amazing idea. Every business should do that.
Listen, Ashley, y'all were there on Wednesday. He had the video to me by 5 o'clock Thursday the next day.
What? That's my dude. See, that's why I refer him.
The next day he had that video. So that was a Thursday. I stayed at work till 9 o'clock that night, and I was boo-hooing in tears and crying from all of the comments that people were leaving on that video.
Oh my gosh.
And when I tell you, it was so powerful because I can't even put it into words as how amazing it is. And it was because there are people that I work with in the same building I've worked with for 2 years that saw that video and they were like, wow, I didn't know that about you. It's so good. I have it playing on a tablet at my desk. Like it's on a loop. So every customer that comes to sit at my desk, they see that and like, your commercial is amazing. The kids were like, Dad, we saw your commercial. It was great. My mom called me, Fofo, we saw your commercial. Oh my gosh. I was like, it's not a commercial, but that speaks to the quality, the quality of what he produced. It was well beyond anything I could have imagined.
You know what? Can you, someone's asking, can they see it real quick? Can you share your screen and play it for us, please?
Oh, share screen. All right, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Ken Branson is watching now. Oh, that's me.
Is Ken watching?
He is watching.
Okay. What's going on, Ken?
Yes, Ken is watching. Awesome. Okay. All right, so you can play it now.
All right, so this is the video that Ken did for me. And like I was saying, this thing has touched more people than I think it's got over, last time I checked, it had over 3,500 views on this thing. And he just did an amazing job. It's a 1-minute video, so I'm gonna let it go. Here it is. I was born in Liberia, West Africa. My family immigrated to the U.S. in March of 1986, just before the Civil War broke out in our country. My name is Nathaniel Holmes. My 17-year career in retail brought me to Hickory, North Carolina as a store manager for a major grocery retailer. After being terminated for not developing fast enough, I had to find a way to provide for my family. And I was given that opportunity by entering the car business. 2 years in, and I absolutely love it. This business gives me a chance to use all of my skills and talents. The car business has pushed me to find the best version of myself, and it challenges me every day to improve. My passion is to helping people. And each day that I come to work, I get the chance to help another person achieve success.
That is awesome.
I'm telling you, that little video right there, I mean, I still get emotional every time I hear it. Like it's so bad to the point, like the music that's at the very beginning. So when I go to my Facebook page, because it's my cover video, that music starts playing, and every single time it just hits me. And I'm like, man.
Tell everybody how they can find you and find that video again if they want to watch it again.
Sure. So the easiest way to find it is NF Home Sales on Facebook, because it's my cover video. So just use my handle, NF Home Sales, and it'll come up right away. But as you can see at the end of that, a little bit of foreshadowing, not really foreshadowing, but I've been using this Achieve Success hashtag for a very long time because it's just something that I absolutely believe in, and it's been dear to me. But I'm speechless. Like I don't know how he came up with what he came up with. I mean, he's got very special talent. When I tell you, I didn't tell Ken anything.
Oh
And
no, oh no. Trust me, I know because I didn't tell him anything for mine either, and I had mine the next day too.
look, he got, I don't even know where he got those pictures from. Like he went deep in the archives. But he's so thorough. I mean, he even hit me up before the finished product. He said, "Hey, I don't have any pictures of like the rest of your family, meaning my wife and my two youngest ones. And it's just because Trinette don't like taking pictures. She don't like taking pictures, so she makes us take pictures all the time. But that's how thorough he was in what he did. And even though there was a couple pieces missing, he felt what he produced was absolutely fantastic. And everybody that sees it, they ask me, "Hey, who did that for you? Where did you get that done?" And I tell them, "Yeah, I've got a friend, back in Durham that came all the way out here, drove, 2.5 hours to do that for me."
And I saw how detailed he is and how he really does take a person's story and then turn it into just something to just make a tear just come out of your face. Okay.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
I mean, I was teary eyed on my video too. My video that he did for me for my studio. I mean, I was so emotional. Like I felt like I was winning a Grammy or something. Like it was deep. And he does that for every client.
Yes.
And so so you can imagine like why I chose him as a mentor. Like I wanted to learn from the very best.
Yeah.
So I wanted my clients to feel what you're feeling right now, what I felt,
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, that's part of the reason that obviously I invited you on, and I invited him on as well, and he was gracious to accept the invitation. So he'll be on. I don't remember the date. Like I told you, I've had so many of these interviews scheduled. It's just amazing that so many people believe in my vision. But yeah, great person to admire. So the final question, or one of the last things I like to ask before concluding, is I believe that in our journey to achieving our goals and achieving success, along the way, we really and truly become the best version of ourselves. How has that transpired for you? How has your journey to where you are now? And I think you would say you would be humble and say, "Well, I'm not anywhere yet. I'm not there yet." But in this journey thus far, how has it helped you to become the best version of yourself?
Working with different types of people, and again, like my childhood helped me also, but also I'm dealing with a whole bunch of different types of people on a regular basis. The beginning of my business, I had a whole different group of people who were clients, and now I have a whole different group of people who are clients. So in the beginning it was like teachers and blue collar, and I have more white collar and blue collar mixed now.
Right.
So I feel like I've learned from the people right in front of me. Like I've grown with my business.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So yeah. So yeah. That's
Awesome. Yeah, and it's something that happens without us, even thinking about it or putting any thought to it. And it's amazing if we can just take some time and reflect, and think, what was it like a few years ago, and what was I doing a few years ago? What was I thinking? For me, my thought patterns have changed. My confidence has changed. Like, I mean, it's to the point where I feel like it's pretty bad. Like, I feel like I can do anything that I want. Like, it's pretty bad. But it's a good thing, because then you feel like you have no restraints, you have no limits, and there's nothing that can stop you from happiness. And it's a great place to be. And that's why, again, I've chosen this platform, is because I want other people to experience the same thing. I want other people to have that same mindset, that success mindset. And it doesn't take much at all. It just takes a couple of key things, and if you can get those and implement those within what it is that you do, then you can find yourself really, soaring to another level. That's kind of it in a nutshell. This is what this podcast is about. It's about people who, I call it ordinary people, and I say ordinary people because I feel like I'm an ordinary guy, and if I know you, you're ordinary, but
we're just ordinary people.
But we've been able to achieve a measure of success. Josh, one of my friends that was on with me earlier today, he said, and success is different for you than it is for me. And that's part of the beauty of it, is that once each individual is able to define what success looks like to them, then that's where the confidence comes from.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the next person says or how they feel. You have your own measure of success. And as long as you're reaching that, or you're working towards that, then you're going to find that ultimate happiness. And that's where, you really start to find the best version of yourself. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our podcast. Make sure to connect with us on all of our platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can also listen to the podcast on anchor.fm. Best of all, make sure to check out the website at achievesuccesspodcast.com.